It was nothing.
We are live.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought we do a soft opening, a cold open.
We do a cold open, but I just wanted to let you know before you said anything else.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Actually, I'll hold that thought till.
I wasn't sure what was coming next. So we are here, very excited. We're going to be bringing up Rocket Man right after our little intro. So we're going to be talking about cobuild, brand new this week, Frame, that mini app. Oh my God, I said Frame. Oh, shit, I got to send Linda another $10. We're going to be talking about mini app, cobuild mini app, very cool mechanics, and we're going to dive a little deep into, hopefully we can dig in a little bit into the tech part of it. So we're going to bring Rocket Man up right after the intro. So cast out everything, let everybody know you're here, because it's 0 hour, 11 a.m. That's my first Elton John reference. Congratulations. Ramsey, that's one. Rocket Man joins me at show 0 hour, 11 a.m. Exactly.
Can you explain what 0 hour means to me?
It's from the actual song.
Oh, is 11 a.m. 0 hour? Isn't 0 hour midnight?
It's 0 hour, 9 a.m. It's 0 hour means the time that the rocket was going up.
Oh.
I'm just quoting lyrics from Elton John. That's all. That's all. It's pretty much just for the Gen Xers and the Boomers, and apparently Adrienne is not qualifying today. She's playing millennial.
Like,
so,
John?
all right. On that note, we'll be back after our brief intro with Rocket Man. Tweet it out.
Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, NounishProf and Adrienne, for another episode of GM Farcaster.
GM Farcaster. It is Friday, August 29th, and you are here with NounishProf and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. But first, we're going to bring up Rocket Man in just 1 second. As soon as I get this last thing tweeted out so that we can make sure we get everybody in here. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to chat with him. I've been using cobuild. It's a lot of fun. And it has some really cool mechanics. So let's get to it, because he's got a flight to, his bags are packed. He packed his bags last night, I think. So I'm just gonna keep doing it, and he has to go take a flight. So there we are. Hey, Rocket Man.
Is that also a Rocket Man lyric?
Yes, it was.
I don't know. I think I need to go look up these. I need to go look up the lyrics. I know the
song. Loving all the references they're giving me energy in the early morning.
I just can't help myself. By the way, did you sleep at all is my first question. And I'm going to get a little momish.
Unfortunately, no. I got about 2.5 hours, but
so you took a little nap.
Yeah, I'm going to be sleeping on this flight, so it'll be good. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
We're really glad you're here. And the reason I asked that question is I saw this as soon as I woke up this morning. I saw, hold on, let me pull it up. This little new thing that you built overnight, and I'm like, wait, and it was like, I don't know, I think I woke up at like 6 a.m. or something, and I see this thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, does he realize he has a show to do in a couple hours? Like, go to bed. Like, what are you doing?
Your comment was hilarious. What did you say?
Of course, it's not pulling up for me right now.
You said, dude, go to sleep. You have an interview.
Yeah, you have an interview. Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? So he was up building stuff. Can't stop, won't stop shipping. Every co-builder now has a portfolio you can view. Click any username to dive in, which is very cool. But we're going to back up and actually talk about the whole thing first. But that was really funny because I was like, you haven't been sleeping. You definitely haven't been sleeping. And just to let Adrienne know, because I don't think she knows this, I know Rocket Man via Nouns, so and Lil Nouns in particular, and he's just a crack dev. So I was really excited to see this. So let's talk about cobuild. I'm going to make this a little bigger so we can see the mini app. What'd you build here for us? And this was part of the On-Chain Summit hackathon, correct?
Yeah, so I actually applied super last minute. I didn't even know what was going on, but I went onto Twitter like 5 days before the on-chain SF like hackathon was going to happen, and they said they had 5 more spots, and I went ahead and applied and got in like last minute, and I actually didn't even check my email until Sunday, and they had sent me an email on Saturday saying that I should head down on like Tuesday, and so it's a quick turnaround time.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
It was awesome. I got to meet Jesse and talk to some really cool folks at the hackathon and like on the base team too. And then I'd already been working on the idea a little bit before that, and basically used the hackathon to also get little sleep and just grind it out for 3 days, and launched it on Friday morning after pulling it all night.
Was this something you were already working on before On-Chain Summit started, or was this something like that you did specifically for that?
So basically, I probably had the idea like 2 weeks before the hackathon, and I had started working on like some of the back end infrastructure like the week before.
Okay.
So it wasn't fully during the hackathon.
Okay, that's what I figured, because it's a really like, very detailed project. So it felt a little, too well developed for just, just a couple days.
We were highly sus that it got built in a day.
This is really good.
No, it was probably more like a week. But what was funny is so when I got in, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like I applied with an idea, and so I figured I'd get to keep working on it and like finish it up for the hackathon. And I was like so excited by the idea that that was just what I was going to do. And so I emailed the guy just to make sure, like, hey, I've already got an idea. I've been working on it a bit. Is it okay if I use it? And he was like, yeah, totally fine. And then I get there, and then during the intro for the hackathon, they're like, we want everybody to start from scratch. And I was like, no, like, I can't do this. Like, there's no way. I'm like, I'm not going to be pulled away to some other thing that I really just don't care about and like don't want to do. And I'm so excited about this one idea. So I like talked to the it's like the head of engineering at Base that was like running a lot of it, and I pleaded my case, and he said it was
please. Please.
But
it's really cool. So it just took me a second to get it to open up, and I opened it a little bit ago, but my computer decided once I started streaming, no, you're not going to see it. So here it is. So explain like what is happening within cobuild. So you have two different things going on, at least from the screen we're looking at right now. And this is my portfolio. So you can see how much I've spent on coins, how much I've raised for the coin. All of this is based on different settings like likes, recasts, and a budget. So this is sort of the settings background. And it's kind of taking off on tips, but kind of flipping it on its head a little bit, because instead of tipping and just giving people a penny or 5 cents or whatever, you're actually buying their token. So it's like tipping, but very different.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. I think like the general thinking behind this was, and I was on a drive when I had the idea, and I basically, like, we have kind of been working in isolation on this product that we had built for Nouns called Flows, and unfortunately like this big voting block in Nouns had kind of popped up and decided not to fund us back earlier in like May, I believe. And so we had kind of sold Flows to some other communities that we're working with, and that's kind of still part of our master plan, is the Flows protocol. But we were poking around mini apps and had heard about them blowing up, and like generally we're having trouble getting like distribution for what we were working on. And so I was looking at some of the popular mini apps, and I thought like the tipping ones were really cool. I'd always thought like tipping was cool ever since like I guess like DGen had the comment to tip or whatever. And I was looking at them and I was like, okay, these are super popular, but also like I'm not gonna spend like a bunch of money every week like giving it away. Like I don't know. It's just like I don't have that kind of money, and it doesn't feel like super compelling for me. And if it's not for me, I'm sure like a lot of other people feel the same way.
I think that's why DGen was so popular, was because you were spending someone else's money.
Exactly.
Always more popular. So I am really good at spending other people's money. It's really, it's a joy for me. Also why I like being announced. So it's, you know, it definitely changes the dynamic when you're spending your own funds. And even though I'll still do that, I'm definitely less inclined. So so I get that. Totally get
exactly.
that.
And I mean, this is probably also partially because I built the thing, but I haven't spent this much money on like a crypto product in a while, so that's at least a somewhat good signal for me. But yeah, I think generally I was thinking like these tipping apps are really cool, but I'm not gonna just give away money. But I would love to basically like micro back all these creators that I care about and like own their coin and be able to like look back, especially if people blow up and say that like I got in early with some of these people back when they were small. And I think the coolest thing that we're building on top of obviously is just like your Farcaster engagement. Like we're able to build this really personalized portfolio, like super tied to basically what you're giving your attention to. And I don't know, it's really clean, I think. And like I've supported a ton of creators on cobuild, and I feel like I've got this really awesome portfolio of people that I think are good. So
I think you're very close to one of my top backers here. Yeah, you were right up the top. Now, oh, you dropped a little bit. No, you're right there. You're right there still. Sweet. Yeah. It's really cool to see also who I'm backing, because I don't even realize it. So that's the other part of this, is that I'm just going along. I'm liking, I'm recasting, I'm just doing my thing. I have my budget set. I'm not thinking about, oh, I'm going to buy this token, I'm going to buy that token. It's just happening all in the background. And Adrienne, for you, it like started buying your token that you didn't even realize was there.
That's right.
Oh, no way. Like a Zora coin?
Yeah. Yeah. So how did that
I launched I like enabled my Zora coin months ago or whenever that came out, just for fun. And then I hadn't set up the cobuild app yet. And I noticed in the Zora app, just seeing those notifications saying like, cobuild bought your coin, cobuild bought your coin. I didn't realize the connection was there, like to Farcaster, but I guess I had linked it. So I guess when you built this, you somehow imported all that, like you had those links, so people were buying my my Zora.
Yeah. Apologies if that wasn't what you wanted to have happen, but definitely, I think part of what I realized when I was building this was that it wasn't really going to work that well if we couldn't use like existing coins. Like if everybody had to come in here and set their coin, then like it was kind of going to hit a wall where you'd be liking people and only like a couple of them would have a coin that you could buy. So yeah, I spent a bunch of time, and appreciate the folks at Zora for some API support, but it was also pretty tough. Like I'm hitting a couple of their endpoints and some of them are rate limited. And so I spent like probably more time on that Zora integration than most other stuff.
That sounds right.
I thought it was cool though. I mean, it was like, I have it. And one of my complaints also is like we've talked about this, Prof, of like Zora as a social app, but I already have Farcaster as my social graph and having to recreate it. And I can't I like the tight integration personally.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot more sense. And it's when you go to set up in the settings, you could search and it would pull up the coins for you, or it would just default. It would already have yours if it knew who you were. So I started searching for my coin because it had defaulted to my Zora coin. And I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even set that up yet. And I really hadn't set it up. Like I didn't even know it was hanging out there. So that was really weird. And then while I was searching, I found 2 others that were not me. So that was really helpful. I was like, oh, huh. Like that's not me. I didn't do that one. And then I was able to just paste in the coin that I wanted and just paste in the contract, which was super helpful. So that, especially for somebody like, Toady Hawk comes to mind, who may not want his Zora coin to be the one, he might want it to be better. So like, or, another project coin that you're building is maybe where you want the attention to be or the focus to be. So I think that's really cool feature that you could just pop in whatever coin you want to benefit. And there's a lot of, different approaches to that, but I thought that was really, really helpful.
For sure. And go ahead.
I was saying, I just love the concept of like the, Prof, you're talking about like choosing the coin that you want to benefit, because obviously the more buys into a coin, it's showing demand,
Right.
kind of helps. But I love the idea of kind of just benefiting the person who is buying the token as well. Like I have this in mind. I mean, I have it set up to my Adrienne Zora token, but I think did Horsefax do WETH? Did he like choose wrapped ETH or something, or ETH?
Yeah.
I was thinking of just doing like the Bitcoin on Base, like the Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin.
Yeah, the wrapped Bitcoin.
As just as my mom way of telling the youngins, like just dollar cost average into Bitcoin at all times. So it's like just keep. So it's like, yes, you're liking me, and it just benefiting that way. Just like I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could approach this. You could also, if you have a project, you could be incentivizing others to set it to your coin, and kind of get your army going and
so
that kind of thing.
This is a great segue, I think, into one of the kind of behind the scenes things that we're working on right now that I wanted to talk about, which is basically like part of the reason we built this is we felt like we wanted to help like these projects and on-chain startups that we're working with on flows, like basically grow and attract users, and like most importantly attract a bunch of builders. And so, sorry for the background noise in the airport.
That's okay. Oh, good.
But what we figured out was like it's really hard to get people to buy stuff. Like there's a lot of friction to it, and I think what I really liked about cobuild, and part of the reason I was so excited about building it, is like I just set it once and then I can forget about it, and I don't have to just click swap every day or like even decide how much I want to buy. Like it's a really simple decision setup, and then it just kind of rolls automatically, which is great. But what we're thinking about building, and I'm curious y'all's thoughts, is like kind of in line with that supporting a project coin. Basically, like we want to empower builders on chain to come together and earn together and share in the upside of what they're building. And so I think a really cool way to do that I've always been excited about is basically imagine you can join the hire team on cobuild, and when you do that, either automatically or whenever you post about hire or demonstrate some work that you've done for the community, if somebody likes that post, then it actually buys hire. And I think that gives us really good signal around like, okay, this person has driven this much revenue by posting about their community, and we can kind of maybe like do some matching pool alongside that, or so I mean, kind of a half-baked idea.
I think cobuild cabals make a lot of sense. Cobuild cabals, there we go, or cobuild tribes, something like that. I think that's a really good idea. Or cobuilds, just cobuilds. I love that. I think that's a really good idea, and I think that social economy, it makes a lot of sense. And we've already seen, we see that happen all the time with people like, doing raids or whatever, or, the Doge army has been strong for a decade, so there's all those things. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So I think there's, multiple ways to look at this. And I'm excited to see what you bring in next. That's very cool. Very cool ideas. The other thing I wanted to point out here was you also have a leaderboard, going on, and this is mostly I'm mostly showing this to our
Are you at
leaderboard,
the top?
Maxie. No. It puts you at the top just so you can find yourself easily, but it tells you your rank.
Your worth.
But it
tells you your worth.
tells you your worth. I was mostly showing this for
Yes to Crypto?
so that Yes to Crypto can see that there's a leaderboard in here, just in case he wants to dive in. But Rocket Man's at the top of some of these because everyone's supporting him on here too.
Shoot the filter over to all time though. I want to see. I think it's
I gotta
Cavalier.
change it. Yeah, it is Cavalier. So whoops, that's top creators all time. And then no, you're still top creator. You're getting the most, and then Toady. And then so that's the most of people backing you. And then the top backers are Cavalier. And then Jalbo, who I don't know, and Rocket Man. So very cool. And cobuild also is getting a lot of love. So that's very cool to see. So even as you're building this, you're getting some support for building it. So that's pretty cool. I love that. And I love that you jump in and immediately see sort of where you're at with your portfolio and can see, who's backing you. It's been amazing to see how quickly it's growing as well. This has only been a few days. And every day I have more backers, which is great. And then every day my creator one is going up without me being conscious of it at all. Like I'll go in and I'm like, oh, holy crap. Like last night and I was like, I'm backing that many people. I have no idea because I'm just, doing my thing. I'm just liking and recasting and doing my usual stuff. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, that's the most fun part for me is like just having this high number of people that I've put money behind and like help support it and having it grow automatically. I just think it's so cool, and it lends itself to what I was talking about earlier, where it's like you only have to make one decision, which is your budget and your config for each action, and then it just kind of goes automatically, which is awesome.
Yeah, and you just set your budget here. I do need to have my budget again. And then I've kind of been, really been thinking in a different way of like, okay, how do I manage all these different tipping options and kind of switching between? But like this one feels a little bit, it makes a little more sense because if you look at my numbers, the amount I've raised on my coin plus my portfolio, even if I'm down a little bit from what I've spent, because, whatever the tokens dropped or whatever, I'm still up. So I'm like, wait. So then it started to go, wait, I don't really mind, spending this because I really haven't, it's not lost. It's still there. So it's kind of a, if you have to kind of wrap your head around that of like, there's still an upside for me. It's not totally just, generosity going out the door, which isn't a bad thing.
Do you know what happened to me?
What happened to you?
The value of my Zora token is like half of what it was a week ago.
Oh, somebody sold.
So
me too.
And I'm cracking up. So I'm like, so to your point of like, I don't even focus on number.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't even know what any of this stuff is, right? Like, and I'm not trying to sell. I'm not trying to like live off my Adrienne Tanger token. It's just like they're fun little Legos to play with. So I obviously don't care, but it was like, oh yeah, so I'm getting people are buying, 5 cents at a time of Adrienne Tanger, but literally it's cut in half. It's 50% of what it was, and then I just kind of believe though it's a little bit of like wherever it was fake anyway. Like it's not real. It's because it was, so you got to just keep, I think, hammering at all these things and playing with them because they'll all be science experiments unless they last longer than, the current cool thing. So I think it's.
So I want to go in and compare. I have to go in and compare our recent activity because somebody had bought a large amount of my token on Zora. And then I did a large sell fairly recently, and I'm just curious if it's the same person. I'm just wondering. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, they're.
If we are content coin.
Buy the dip.
If we are content coins, when someone says buy the dip, should we take it personally? Who you calling dip?
Rocket Man, what time's your flight boarding?
Very soon.
It's boarding closes in 15 minutes, so I got about 5-10 minutes.
Okay, we gotta let you go. Yeah,
I have a
but
tech
what else?
question.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, no
Please
rush.
do ask him the tech questions because
I have one tech
too.
question because I really am, and I casted this last week, but I was so impressed when I heard it was built in a hackathon because it was so well done, just like in terms of it just worked. It was kind of polished. It felt like a complete product in itself as a V1 launch. So very well done. But my question is, when you built it, did you have is this all using like existing contracts, kind of like full assembling of Lego blocks, or did you have to do anything? Did you write any smart contracts, or is this all using what was existing?
Yeah, so the piece that I did actually before the hackathon started was one of the hardest parts, which was the contract for it, and like kind of setting up the system that posted to the contract. Basically, the issue as compared to tips is gas is a lot higher for doing swaps, especially for Zora coins, because you have to basically route through 2 Uniswap pools.
Wow.
Like you need to go USDC to Zora and then Zora to Creator Coin, which like
a tip is just a send, right?
Yeah,
like
tip is just
one
a
wallet
send.
to one wallet, send a certain amount of tokens.
Yeah.
Swaps are through.
Exactly, which could be like 40,000 like gas, which is not a lot. But then a Zora swap is like 1.4 million gas, and so basically that's like the kind of the first principles limiter on like how low we can go. And so basically the way we had to architect the contract and system is like batching a bunch of coin buys into one. So we only do one swap, but then we potentially pay out to like a bunch of people. So we can, if like 5 people like Prof's post in the last 5 minutes, we batch them all into one call, we do one swap, and then we kind of fan out the payment.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I was wondering with all these micro, and I did notice it looks like the lowest you can do is 5 cents. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the 5
the-
cent ones, yeah, is the lowest because like lower than that, I mean, I think I could do like 4 maybe, or probably 4, but like lower than that, it just doesn't even
fails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah,
Or-
basically like the way the workers work is they don't actually run unless like it's like we don't lose money on the swaps. So like they don't run unless our small fee like nets at least 0. And
okay, so
the
you don't
4 cent
lose.
ones would just
Yeah.
like never really process. Maybe like they process once a day at like 3 a.m. I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was thinking of upping mine, and then I was just trying to like think it all through, and I'm like, I really need to think through my overall tipping strategy to figure this out, because I'm like, I really should be putting more in cobuild, maybe less in other things, and just trying to figure it out. So that's good to know though, because I was curious about the low point, like what the minimum was.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious like what you've been thinking too in terms of where you're allocating.
Yeah, I'm not, because this makes more sense to me in terms of a long-term strategy, like where I can be supporting creators, but also sort of owning a piece of that. I don't know. So I have to kind of like think it a little bit through a little bit more of what makes sense and where. But this is making a lot of sense to me. So I've been excited about it. It's really cool mechanics.
Yeah,
So,
I'm loving it too. I
well
appreciate that. I liked what Martin said about like you're kind of DCAing into your own personalized Farcaster index, which is cool framing.
Yeah. We love Martin. I love how that guy thinks.
DCA meaning dollar cost average?
Yes. No, it means which one's DCA? Is that
Is it not
national? Is that national? No, that's Dulles. We're all going to Dulles. Anyway, speaking of planes. What did we miss, Rocket Man? What else did we want to know before we let you get on your plane?
Give me a second to think.
Quick.
Dude, get some sleep.
No, he's had no sleep. He's had no sleep until Brooklyn. Sorry, wrong artist for today. Yeah, so is there anything else that people should know when they're setting up, or anything else that you have coming that you want people to sort of be on the lookout for?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is like if you have frustrations or things you want to do or ideas, hit me up. Happy to build them. We're building stuff quickly and we're having fun doing it. So just hit me up and we'll make it happen. And then the other thing is we are definitely going to go big on kind of like project coins or like helping people group together and build. And so if you run something, or even if you don't, because we can just bootstrap on the coin, but if you're interested in like helping to incentivize your community to work together and earn together, definitely hit me up because we're going to be building that out over the next week.
Okay. Amazing. And we'll let you get to your flight. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it. It's been really great to chat. Anything else, Adrienne, before we let him go?
No, thanks for hanging out. Get some sleep, dude, and come back when you're ready.
I will. I'm going to be sleeping on this flight, but appreciate it. Yeah, this was really fun.
And I really love
having me.
cobuild. It's kind of the first app that I'm kind of jumping into because it's not really tipping. I'm not a tipper. I'm notoriously not a
Good to
tipper
hear.
on
Neither am
social.
I.
Not a tipper. I am a tipper and I also like it. So it's something for everyone. Something for everyone. Amazing. Thanks so much. We're excited that you were able to join us and we will see you around. Have safe travels.
Awesome. Really appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye. My light just went off. I'm trying to get it to come back on. Ooh, it's really hot. That's why. That's not good. Ow. That's probably why. Anyway, that was really fun. So safe travels, Rocket Man, and we'll see you on the other side. I really do love cobuild. I think it's unique in its approach for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I did think it was funny because I all of a sudden had buys on my Zora coin even though I hadn't launched it yet, and I was like, wait, what? Huh? Wait, how's that happening? So that was really weird. So it's cool to see these approaches, but I really do think I'm gonna increase my budget in that space and kind of decrease it other places and try to figure this out a little bit. I think it's worth it to experiment a little bit more deeply with just to see what happens. So
when I first set mine up, also I only did recasts and quote casts, not likes and replies. But I think I'm not spending my budget fast enough, so I think I'll have to expand.
Oh, I'm spending mine too fast, and I think that's a problem. Yeah. I like very liberally, and that's why I'm starting to figure out okay, I am spending quite a bit of money on tips and all these things, and I'm like, I need to get a handle on this a little bit. I definitely need to get a handle on this. Okay, now I need to open up all my other links. So one moment while I get that done. But that was really fun. I'm glad we were able to get him on here before he's taken off. I still don't know the elevator for cobuild. I wish you had said that 2 seconds ago. Yeah,
I've been multi-farcasting while doing my workout.
Yeah. I think the idea is just a new way to back creators is what I would say. But I would say it's a way to invest in creators, really. But I hate to use the word invest because I feel like that makes it a little too elevated. Mm-hmm. We need another word for that. You know what I mean? We need another word for that, but that to me is what it is.
Support. You're supporting creators. So you set it up very simply like you would any other tipping. So it's like microtransactions. You're going to pre-approve a budget in USDC, I think is the only one, whatever it is, but you're pre-approving a budget automatically, and you can configure every time you like, comment, reply, recast. You're going to support with whatever it is, 5 cents, 10 cents, whatever, 25 cents, whatever you want it to be. But instead of transferring your token to the creator wallet like you do in tips, where you're just like, here's a quarter, you're buying a token that the creator wants you to buy. So if the creator has a project token or their own creator coin or something else, then it's kind of like they're directing what you're purchasing. if you go to the cobuild app for the first time, I thought he did a really good job of explaining kind of what it is. So instead of giving someone money, tipping someone, you're buying their coin when you like, comment, or follow. And I guess that's good because, I mean, you say invest. To me, I think of them as like little lottery tickets. Like
That's a good way to put it.
am not one to think about, like, I'm not going into Zora and deciding, like, let me make my portfolio of creators. Like, not that, I'm just not going to do that. But the idea of, like, sure, one, the creator is setting this up, like, and it's like a little lottery ticket. If this whole thing that we're doing works out in the end and everyone's got a token and everyone's valued that way, cool. You bought those tokens early. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's an interesting new mechanic. Who knows? Like it's kind of fun. I'm enjoying like just playing around with it and seeing, like, I was surprised at how quickly I was picking up tokens that maybe I don't even realize exist for these different people, that as I'm just liking their posts. So it's like I'm not doing anything intentionally to like buy their token or whatever. It's just happening without me having to think too much about it. I am now trying to get these links up. Come on. Because I had all these closed down while we were doing that part. So 1 second. Do you notice that I'm in dark mode, by the way? I am in dark mode today.
I have not on Farcaster. Are you in
No.
the AB
No.
group?
I am in dark mode. I
Oh,
was.
you mean you personally are in dark mode? Like black background, black hat, black shirt.
I am in dark mode.
Did you notice I'm in purple mode?
Celebrate. You are in purple mode. I did notice that.
I have a purple shirt and I have literally a purple background.
Yeah, you get the purple token in the background. I did notice that. What's going on there?
Doesn't Oxen's art kind of make it look like a butterfly wings behind
It really does. It's beautiful.
Purple
It's
butterfly
really
wings.
So I'm trying to bring up the cast from V that talks about dark mode, but it is just not wanting to cooperate at this moment. But we do have a new dark mode that is now released. So there was a purple hue to dark mode, apparently. I am unfamiliar with it because I never use it, but apparently there was a purpley hue in dark mode that people did not care for. So this is a new true dark mode, new improvement on the all the different colors and all these different design things. So very cool. Nice to see. And for some reason, I cannot bring up his cast, but it will be in our show notes. Yeah, everything is just failing for me at this moment. So good times. Good times. Really good.
Should we start using a client for our show? Should we be bringing up links on Zapper or the base app, like, or Uno? What is going on?
Maybe. We can't. So I can't do that.
Because they don't have web apps.
No.
Is that?
That is the problem. So we have limited options. So I'm going to skip ahead to this note, and maybe I'll bring that other one back up if it actually appears. So this is from V, new, earn reward points for verifying wallets. If you verify ownership of any wallet with at least $25 in it, you'll earn 500 points to your weekly rewards. Go to settings, verified addresses, verify address on web or mobile. This stacks on top of our existing rewards, 1,000 points if you swap more than $100, 500 points if you have greater than 25 in your Farcaster wallet. So get in there and verify another wallet and you will earn some reward points. Go ahead.
Who does this benefit and why?
This is an excellent question. Like, why are we doing this? I don't know. Maybe it's to see here's my guess. One of the things you can see from that is sort of the TAM, if you will, of the Farcaster ecosystem. So that's what I'm guessing. But what's your thoughts?
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Right.
Which is like, it's just like just intelligence on Farcaster.
That's my guess.
So we did remember the Snickerdoodle state of Farcaster report from last year, and kind of, I think that was one of the first times I saw someone trying to quantify like how much value is locked into Farcaster and what people have, but I don't totally see the benefit as like an end user, except that you're giving me a boost on the leaderboard, which I don't care about. So I've already like verified a few wallets anyway, because I had one from before, but
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
But you know what? I think we may have to re-verify because I'm not seeing points from that, which is weird. So I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe they
Because
didn't.
I'm only I'm not seeing a double boost, or maybe they didn't do them yet. Because I have a couple verified wallets, but it was because you needed external wallets to do things for a while there because we didn't have a built-in one. So I had these external wallets connected anyway because of that way back when. So I don't know.
Was that 6 months ago? It wasn't.
Way back when,
Okay.
like 2 years ago. I don't even know. I don't know.
Okay.
It feels like 17 years ago, but it's probably 6 months might be accurate.
Yeah, I think V said it should be a fresh wallet. And docs all your wallets. Yeah, no thanks.
And docs your wallets. Yeah, docs your wallets. I have found this helpful though when I've been going to like being able to see the wallets there. Have been helpful on occasion if I needed to send somebody something and just needed to verify the wallet address because I was sending it not within Farcaster. So even if I was sending it to their Farcaster wallet or if I was sending it somewhere else, like it's super helpful to have it on the about.
Yeah.
To be able to pull that and be able to send something to them without having to ask. So that is cool. Speaking of rewards, this from Peachy. The leaderboard is a vibe-coded Excel sheet, cosplaying as true engagement metric dashboard. And if your score dipped, it's not you. Your work didn't suddenly get worse. Treating the leaderboard as an important metric is the fastest way to resent this place. And then, of course, I added this. Just treat it like the game it is. Also, it's not your worth. So, related news.
Also, she sent that from the base app. So, which leaderboard is she talking about? Because the base app has their own creator rewards, also backed by talent, which we had on the show a few weeks ago. Anyway, so
yes, I know.
assume she means the Farcaster leaderboard.
I think she did. I haven't seen anyone whining about the base leaderboard yet. As much. Like I think so I'm pretty sure like it's the Farcaster one. Yeah. But
she's been on a tear. She's been on a tear this week.
She gets like that sometime. It's quite enjoyable. It's very entertaining. I recommend.
Yeah. Well, she's not wrong. Follow. She's, and I
no lies. No lies there. No lies there. I think the algorithm is the algorithm and it's not so you can be casting and I've had weeks where like 1 week I was way up there and then the very next week it's like I can't get past 200 and a lot of times that's been the shift in the algo, not necessarily because I've changed anything I was doing at all. So it's a funky little thing, I gotta say.
I drafted a cast about this.
I finally got this cast to work. Ooh, we're having some weird delays. Okay. What did you cast about that you didn't send?
I drafted a cast about the leaderboard, but I didn't send it because I didn't actually want to add to the conversation on the feed. But should I just give you my TLDR?
Yes, please. I'd love to hear.
Okay. Too much focus on the freaking leaderboard. So I think we should focus less on the leaderboard, which is like this ranking PvP and also like what has Farcaster done for me lately mentality, and more into the recognition of Farcaster. Has still not found product market fit. It's still not, it's still a little bit of an experiment. It's still early and you're here early helping shape the network. So instead, I think focus on the totality of the rewards, not the leaderboard. Like, how cool is it that Merkle how much money are they spending every week on rewards?
A lot.
Tens of thousands of dollars? I don't know. Like
25,000, something like that. Yeah, it's a lot.
They're giving out money. And you know what? Yeah. You're getting a piece of it and you're shaping a network. So that's cool. So I feel like focus more on, ask not what Merkle can do for you. Yeah. Ask how you can like, what are you doing to shape Farcaster? So that's all. It was my
Yeah.
cranky
What are you
post, and I
contributing?
didn't send it.
I like that though. And a couple comments. Is the leaderboard in the room with us now? Well, yes. And I like this. I agree. Sort the leaderboard by least activity. Well, that's most of the how many accounts on there? Millions now, like well over a million something. Most of them aren't active. So what you're seeing on that leaderboard are the people who are actually the people contributing to the network. And I love that we get to be recognized for that and get to get a little token of appreciation. But yeah, I don't really, the only times I think about it is if I get really close to a different tier. And for me, it's a game, but it's if I'm there. If I'm circling around
Yeah.
69, just because it's fun. I'm
Yeah,
trying
you
to,
want
it's
60, yeah.
so hard to like hit a specific number.
Mhm.
So it's a game. Like to me, that's just a game. But I don't start like I don't change the way I cast just to hit something on the leaderboard. I just do my thing. And if all of a sudden something hits, cool, that's great. But I'm not like going out of my way trying to make things happen. There are people who are like
Yeah.
very much so. That's their goal. And if that's also then creating and contributing really good content, fantastic. If it's
Right, but if
taking
you're
away from that, then not good. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if your content is about complaining about the leaderboard or
What were
just
you gonna
like,
say?
"Hey, who's I'm here, are you
Yeah.
here?"
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, just don't do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we've got a little bit of a lag. It's something weird happening. Okay. So this finally came up. This was from V, a slightly dark mode got a glow up with a brand new color scheme. We also touched up the notification screen and made a few tweaks to light mode as well. Mobile only for now, rolling out to all users, HC Blockheim, Tanish, HQ, Big Olal, and Sloke. And one of the things that I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this in the notifications, the names are now a little bit bigger font. Like some of the fonts, that was something that jumped out to me for sure. Oops, what is happening? Did I completely crash? What is going on? Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm having some issues. I think my computer's just like, nope, too many links today. You've got to get rid of some. So we're going to move through this pretty quickly. This was interesting to me, and it's not really happening yet, but it's something they're talking about, proposing a copyleft license for SnapChain. We need to release SnapChain under an open source license for people to be able to use the code safely. We're proposing using GPL v3, which is a copyleft license. This means you can use, modify, redistribute it freely as long as any changes are also made public and available to all. We've previously favored the MIT license for Farcaster repos, but Vitalik has a good argument for the use of copyleft here, which we largely agree with. I don't know if you saw this or had any thoughts on it. Like in terms of the differences between these different approaches?
Well, I've not really done any homework or have been following kind of what the licenses had been on. I also just heard the term copyleft for the first time. So
Yeah, same.
I'm not a super open source expert here. So I think it's probably worth a discussion and to learn up about, but I don't think I'm the right one to lead it.
Yeah, I don't think I know enough yet either, but it's good to see them thinking about different approaches. And, I appreciate Vitalik's dedication to open source. And so cool to see. So the discussion's happening. If you have thoughts, especially if you're a dev, if you're somebody who's building on SnapChain and you have thoughts about this, definitely dive into that discussion because that might impact your crashing again. Okay, goody. This is so fun today. Why are these links killing me today? I don't know. Like, this is not that different than what we usually do, but for some reason today we're having challenges. This I'm really excited about. This is profile tokens. Problem. Many people want to share their association with a specific token. Maybe it's an app token, their creator coin, or token community. Proposal. Add a profile token field to profiles to share one self-declared token association on your Farcaster profile. This would be super helpful. So you'd see something like that, like hire or whatever token is like sort of your thing, or your own creator token, and it would show up in the Farcaster profile. By the way, I really like Blockheim's background. Of course, it's very well designed. Looks great. So there is an FIP for this for profile tokens. We plan to add this as a client-specific feature in the Farcaster app soon and publish the data to Snapchain once there's consensus on the design. We propose adding a new profile token user data field that stores a CAIP19 token URL. I don't even know what that means. Profile tokens are not ownership or creator verifications, just self-declared one-way associations. To start, we'll support ERC20 tokens and Solana tokens on the chain supported by Farcaster wallet. Thoughts? I think this is cool.
Cool. It
Yeah,
seems
I think it's helpful.
easy. Cool. Yep.
Yeah, seems it. Right now, I have mine pinned to the top, and mostly that's for safety purposes. Of like, this is the one that I launched on
For your
via
personal
retake.
one. Like your
Right,
NounishProf for
exactly. And then I added the Zora one in the thread just so that mostly as a safety thing of like, if you're looking for this, like don't buy the other thing.
How do you
I don't know who
trying to
that is.
verify? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how do you verify?
Just
Yeah.
verify. By the way, I love
I
that
had
the wallet has that now. When you go to the token page, you click on the token, you can see how it was created, who the creator was. Super helpful. Very helpful. Appreciate that. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I had you for like putting dick butt on your profile. I thought maybe that's
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Well, I assume that's what Linda's gonna do. I would assume that will be her choice.
or Ted.
Anyway. Definitely.
I haven't worn that shirt again after FarCon, by the way. I wore it once and I was like, I can't do anything else. I'm done.
I think it's one of those ones that you pull out for special occasions. A special dick butt holiday. Yes, we keep it,
okay,
in the closet. Pull it out for special dick butt holidays.
All right. I think Greg is speaking your love language right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's that too. I'm good with that option as well. I mean,
tokens are just fractionalized NFTs. It's the same thing.
You know me. I know. I love NFTs. NFTs are just so cute, so much cuter. But here we are. We have to move with the metas. So this from Linda. Hell yeah. Farcaster featured on the Ethereum Twitter account with 3.9 million followers. So that is very cool. And here's my one question to the Ethereum account. What the hell took so long? So we thank you. Let's go give it some love over on Twitter. So very nice to see that. And I actually, I joke, but seriously though, I appreciate the Ethereum Foundation actually starting to step things up and really start to do some, marketing and focusing on projects and things like that. So thank you. We do appreciate that. Don't mean to be snarky. And I'm lagging again.
You are a little laggy.
This is a live stream. We cannot do this. All right. Oh, this is important. We had a bug. This is from B. We had a bug in our backend which incorrectly thought that 2,000 users were out of storage units and prevented them from logging in. I didn't know you could be prevented from logging in if you don't have any storage left. That's interesting. I thought it just kicked stuff out for you. So that's interesting. The protocol was unaffected. All your data is safe and you can use other clients. We are working on a fix. Hope to have it resolved soon. So if you had this issue, it is resolved now. But if you're still having any issues, let them know. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. So
Yeah,
I
if I
didn't know
tried to
you
log
could
into
not.
Farcaster and they didn't let me in, I'd have a panic attack.
Yeah. Well, and that's happened, but usually the whole thing's down. It's not like
Fine.
just you. It's not just you. This was interesting, and I had no idea who this was. And then I dove into the thread, and then I understood who this was. So this is Brian J. Kim, JC Kim saying, "Is this true?" And this was Nick Pattison, the Nick Pattison, over on Twitter saying, "Next up, rebranding Farcaster XYZ. Honored to be able to rock with DWR and Varun on this. Let's go." And then Varun did confirm, yep, we're going to be working with them later this year. Brian appears to be very happy about that and also wants some meatloaf. And thank you, Six, for asking the question I was afraid to ask, which is, who is this? And it's the guy who created I Love New York. So seems legit. Seems legit. So that's cool.
No. He
He
created the lovable.
worked with Milton Glaser for a decade. Now my most viral logo is a heart. Just carrying the torch, Milty. So, or maybe lovable. I don't know.
The lovable heart.
So maybe
And
this
Milton
one
Glaser
was, yeah, Glaser made that, but he worked for Glaser, apparently. So
if you
very
turn
cool.
Farcaster into a heart, I'm out.
As long as it's purple, I'm good. Some people have thoughts on the rebrand, such as Cracker Caster. I don't think that quite works. Maybe in Florida. Farcaster rebrand ideas. Neon is fire. And then, of course, Toady is requesting a neon purple arch as the rebrand. So also another option. So, if you have thoughts. But I also thought this was interesting. It came in a perfect time for this cast. This is from Antimo. Interesting new take on minimalism, founder mode versus manager mode. And I was thinking about this and I'm like, it is absolutely true. That's exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you see the original designs, which are 100% better, period, full stop, much better and unique. And they're getting just watered down because manager mode comes in and thinks we have to appeal to Gen Z and let's make it, very blocky. And it's just not good. So stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Mama's had enough.
Don't do it.
Stop it. But it's true. It's true. I mean, they did the same thing with like Jaguar, and we just keep seeing it over and over again, and it never works out well. So just stop it. Enough. No more. This was really fun. We had a chat with the Chris from the Optimism Show and did an interview with them. So this is an interview with us. Media, bots, and mini apps. Farcaster is a creative playground. So building an on-chain media empire. Okay. Empire. I think we're going to call it empire right now. Maybe it gets to like no quotes empire, but we're very tiny. So this is very cool. So this was building a media on-chain first with GM Farcaster, how they built a live stream native community-powered show, why Farcaster is evolving from protocol to culture engine, building with mini apps, community tools, and open frameworks. And thank you. We had a great time chatting with you, the Chris. It was such a good combo. And we talked a lot about our chatters. So chatters, just know we mentioned you with love, lots of love, because you help us keep going every day, and we appreciate you. So yeah, it was really fun. I haven't listened back yet. I want to go listen back and see what's what.
I listened to the first little bit when I was cooking dinner last night. We were kind of going down little walk down memory lane about kind of pre-permissionless days, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun chat.
Storytelling.
Yeah, because we went back to like where, how we started and all this. So if you weren't around like way back in the beginning, like if you never joined us on Unlonely, if you never collected us on Zora, and had that be the only place you could watch the recording, by the way, for a while, this will catch you up on all the
Yes,
things.
and we gave Yes to Crypto a shout out. If you're watching us on YouTube,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is the reason we're ever on YouTube, because we were only on Unlonely, and
For a very long
we get
time.
annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't blame him. So we finally did the thing. So my on-chain ears are ringing. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Yes, you got some love. So we got a few more things. This from Nanar, a reminder that while you can, of course, tag me to chat in public, we also have a Nanar AI companion mini app that's open to all Farcaster users, regardless of your score. So you can tag it, or you can just go into the app, and it's pretty cool. So just click on there. It comes with some preloaded questions you can even ask. So it can get you started. And I like what they're building. It's pretty cool, but it doesn't want to load for me right now. And that's not a you problem, it's a me problem. So we'll move on. It's just one of those days. This was really interesting from MVR. Curious what the contents of a deleted cast were. Vibe Shift now links you to Dune, where you can restore deleted casts. You might have to be logged into Dune and run the query. Thanks for the example, Jellyfish. So that's pretty cool if you come across something and it's deleted. I've had that happen because we save casts that we find very interesting or that we refer to every once in a while. We have a little folder, and I think at least one of them has disappeared. So that is cool to see. So thanks for that, MVR. Love that. Always very cool. Couple more things. This from Justin on. I'm just making sure they're actually loading before I pull them on the screen. Use Quidly to send tokens to accounts and channels on Farcaster. Use Quidly to send tokens to contracts and group chats on Telegram. Use Quidly to send tokens to friends, servers, and channels on Discord. Use Quidly.xyz. So I just recently realized that this is what you could use Quidly for, was to send to whole groups as well. And very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So there you go. This would have been helpful with my students, but I don't have them quite set up properly yet for that. This from Quotient. This was also very cool in terms of data analysis. Tip-in campaigns deliver measurable results for token projects. Here's the data from the recent Betterment campaign, which was guided by Quotient Analytics. Every dollar in Better distributed by the campaign drove $4+ in buy volume. Wow. I'm assuming that's from attention, just how much you were seeing Better being talked about and tipped and all of that was probably why. Average daily buy volume jumped from 5,000 the week before the campaign was announced to 26,000 in the run-up to and during the campaign. And I'm assuming the run-up to was because people were trying to get that 50 million they needed in order to participate as one of the allocators. And then 400+ new holders who bought on average $110 or better. These new holders are high quality with a median Farcaster cred score of 0.66, which corresponds to the top 2,300 users on Farcaster. It's a lot of interesting data. We work closely with the Tip-in team to optimize campaign allocations to make sure incentives go to authentic and aligned users and not farmers. Reach out to Ruminations or Nifty Time if you're interested in running a comment tipping campaign for your project. So very cool. And then if you are one of the allocators, there's also, it has ended. So you can go into the Tip-in app and you should have a claim of a portion of Better for yourselves as well for participating. So that was the other part of the incentive. So there's an interesting incentive alignment. We're just talking about that with cobuild in terms of the way this is all sort of aligning. And if you're just giving away your money via tips, sometimes that doesn't feel as good as getting a benefit back. So very cool to see different experiments around that. And that's what I mean by I need to start being a little more intentional about this. And maybe it's, I know a lot of people do this with streaming, and I really should, but don't, where they'll like, okay, this month I'm doing Netflix and then I'm canceling and then I'm going over here to Apple TV and then I'm canceling and then I'm switching to Prime and I'm going to go through all the things there. And then it's smart. It's very smart because you don't have unlimited time or money. So that's a smart thing to do. And it feels similar, but I don't know. But I do like with this and with this approach too, you're also allocating, you're not, it's not coming out of your pocket when you're doing that, but except you do have to add a little bit of USDC to tip in. So it kind of is and it kind of not. Like you're tipping out the better tips that aren't coming from you. You're getting allotted that, but you're still tipping out a little bit of USDC also. So there's a little combo there. So interesting experiments. Interesting experiments happening all around. And speaking of experiments, I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see. What if the whole Farcaster community voted on you? That's exactly what's coming with Han, or Hot or Not, face-offs, tokens, badges, leaderboards. Soon, everyone will know who's hot and who's not. Screenshot 1, Joe Blau versus NounishProf. Screenshot 2, Erica versus Seagal. This is the only reason I saw this because I got tagged in it. I don't know how I feel about this, but again, not your worth. But also Joe Blau's pretty hot. So I don't know how I can take him because I just don't see it happening, but we'll see.
I love how Hot or Not will not die.
It won't die.
Like it just,
it
is a internet constant.
It's never, I know, it's the first thing I thought of too. I'm like, and we're back.
It doesn't seem to last. They don't last, but they pop up all the time.
There's always a new version.
There's always
always a new version of this. And here it is. So we'll see. We'll see what
everybody on Farcaster is so hot though.
Right. I mean,
so
okay.
What's the point? Like,
what's the point?
We're all
and
hot.
I don't know if it's like the token or the account. I don't exactly know the details yet.
I do. It is the account. It is the account. It is the person. It is, are you hotter than Joe Blau? Joe Blau. Sorry.
Joe Blau. I am not.
It is NounishProf hotter than Joe?
Yeah. Okay.
Forget the tokens.
It's not my worth. It's not my worth. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, Erica's hotter than Max. We love you, Max, but no,
we love you, Max.
Sorry.
We're just kidding.
Okay.
But we love Erica. Adrienne, you can take this one. This is from Adrienne. List of projects I've coded for GM Farcaster. The OG Warpy.eth, which was FC 101 at first. An AI bot who will answer your questions using its knowledge about GM Farcaster. The GM Farcaster mini app, so you can watch our live stream or latest episode without leaving the app. A lore explorer, which shows every cast we've featured on GM Farcaster and lets you search to see yours. Our main informational website, gmfarcaster.com. A media kit with information for potential sponsors. I was a software engineer in the early 2000s, but when I got into people management, I stopped coding. I took a Web3 dev course in 2022, which was my first time getting back into the hands of coding in 15 years. And only with AI copilots have I been able to do so much for GM Farcaster. I've learned a ton this past year and look forward to continuing to iterate, build, and learn. And then here's all the little things right here. And even changing up the lore one too. It's very cute. So I love it. Anything you want to add to that?
This is my software developer arc. The only thing I'll say is I've been building in public. The first project I really worked on when I really got back in was the AI bot. And it took me a good 2 months of intense focus to figure out how to do that. The media kit was the first web app I had built in forever. That took a really long time. And it just keeps getting easier. So there's always one other thing that's going to trip you up. So this week I was adding dynamic share images to the lore app. It took me 2 days. 2 full days. And in some ways you'd be like, that's nothing. But also the expectation is I understood what I needed to do. It should be easy, but I ended up having it just things get more complicated. So, but it's super fun. So I guess not everyone needs to be a dev, but if you are, there's the tools out there are like can help you get started. And as you go, every time, like it just things get easier and easier as you keep iterating. So I just encourage people to try things.
And you're having fun, which is great.
So much fun.
I love that you're like you kind of found your thing that is just keeping you happy. Which is amazing. I love that. This from MVR, speaking of mini apps, be careful out there. What are all these new mining apps on my feed? What are we mining? Mini app dev rewards for their devs? All Popeye clones? Yeah, so I'm really just pulling this up. I do not have any specific information about the specific things, the apps that are mentioned in this thread. Don't know their intentions, don't know the teams behind them, nothing like that. But just mostly saying this as a like, be wary out there. Just like be aware that be careful where you're putting your time and your trust, is what I will say on that.
I don't know, it was a few weeks ago, I was saying that the GM Farcaster mini app was on the leaderboard. Like I was going to maybe get dev rewards and creator rewards for the first time. That was a total lie. I was not on the leaderboard. There's another ranking. Like I got confused in terms of ranking. Like there's like a mini app, like maybe there's a trending list. I think that's what it is. There's like a trending list of apps. And I was under like our Farcaster mini app was in the top 100.
Oh, okay.
But that's different than the list for the dev rewards, which is based on usage and maybe like on-chain activity too.
Yeah, I thought it was, so what is trending picking up? Do we know for sure?
I don't know. Maybe it just more heavily uses usage.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just
and
opens,
then base app
I knew that
the trending.
Yeah, and I knew that the dev rewards included on-chain transactions as being a big part of that. So that's interesting. So
and the reason, I bring that up is if you look at the dev rewards, like it's like it tends to be some of these kind of not like the ones that mine, let's just say the mining apps, maybe like on-chain activity, on-chain.
Lots of eggs is what we were saying.
Lots of eggs, lots of balloons.
Lots of balloons, lots of eggs.
No hate. No shade on those apps. It's fine. But I do think it'll be hard for our little media company streaming app to get the developer rewards. I
think it's going to be tough. At this point, I think there's a lot of people who are gaming the system as well. And that's, I get it. Like, I think some of them are legitimately gaming the system. In other words, they are able to drive attention in a way that, works for their goal. And others are, being a little more shady about it. I'll just put it that way. I don't know. I don't want to, because I don't have enough information about who's in the background to really call anything out, but just be careful. We're mining our hopes. Yep. We are mining our hopes. And hope is punk. But anyway, be careful out there. That was my reason for bringing that up, was just be careful out there, folks. I don't want anybody getting scammed. And I'm going to mention this. This is not along the same lines, I don't think, but we're going to just talk about this real quick. Deployer had said, if 10 people I know have bought it, I end up as exit liquidity. Could be true. So, and that not particular to this particular token, this could be true at any time, any place. By the time you see something trending, it could be too late. Just be aware, be careful how much you put in. Know that, there's risk of permanent loss at all times. So be careful out there. Then Peachy jumped in and said the game is really fun. It is really fun. I do like it. It's cute. I played Pet Rock Life. This is the token that came out for that. But then there was a little bit of controversy. So I'm not going to read this whole thing. But I think if you are interested, you can jump into it. It's pretty long. He did write a whole paragraph, related to it. There was a cast by somebody else. Was this two different things? Yeah, there was two different things here. Somebody called it out because it was getting some big buys. So Z-Will, I had mentioned, there's a coin, certain wallets keep selling massive amounts. I don't see the buys. I only see the sells. What's going on? And in particular, there was a particular account that bought a large position in this particular coin. And some folks were wondering if this person was advising the team and were concerned about it. So there's two things going on. One, if somebody's is owning a large amount of the supply of a particular token, that's obviously something to be aware of, right? It could be a problem, but literally, like if you look at Solana or XRP, guess what? 70% of those tokens are owned by the company. By the way, in case you didn't know. So that happens in lots of different areas, and you just have to be aware and understand what that risk is, because if that person sells, but especially on these very small tokens, that person sells, like you're going to lose a lot of value. If you're buying it to support the creator or the dev, it really doesn't matter. But if you're buying it thinking generational wealth, be careful, because that's probably not happening. So just be careful out there is what I'm trying to say. And DYOR. I personally, I did reach out to the dev for Pet Rock Life and just say, hey, what's going on here? I don't know them except on here. They're anon. There's always those risks. I like the game. It's cute. It's just a cute little world that you can run around in. You can jump on trampolines. It's very cute. It has new hats. You can try on hats. I mean, it's really not anything like super complicated in terms of like, what it is. It's fun. And, I've hung out there with Burt Wurst and crew, and we just jump around and run around this little world, and it's cute. And that's it. So just be aware. But in general, for anything out there, be aware of that kind of stuff. And that's it. So, and you guys can dive into the controversy should you want to. But also, yeah, if you see something trending, it might be too late. It might not. Kind of depends. One note on this also, if you're tagging me on stuff, maybe don't call me a grandma. Just saying. It's not going to go over well, and I am going to hit you with a Golden Girls gif. So just be aware. Don't do that.
Prof, I've never seen you take anything ever personally, and I think I just found your Achilles heel.
Might be. No, I actually thought it was funny, because I'm just like, here's what I thought was funny is that this account, which was brand spanking new account, anon, no idea what's going on, tagged me and a bunch of other people, like DWR, a whole bunch of people in it. And I'm like, and as I got to, and they're creating, I don't know if they're creating, I don't exactly know what's going on with this thing, but as part of it, it said something about, it had some nice complimentary things, but it's something about the grandma something. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. This is not the way to get any positive attention from me. It might be a way to get attention. I don't think they were rage baiting, by the way. Somebody said rage baiting. They weren't rage baiting. They were, I think, being somewhat sincere, but I didn't like, first of all, being tagged in something like where I don't know you, and you're clearly trying to engagement farm on the backs of these folks, but also the way in which it was done. I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, you're going to tag me, try to get my attention, and then call me a grandma? Like, like, no. Don't do that. So just don't do that. I meant to put it in the don't do this channel, and I forgot. And then we have one last thing, which is really funny. One last thing. This is from Phil. Dan's been on vacation, in case you didn't know. Took a little holiday, hasn't been casting very much. Suddenly it reappeared a little bit. And then Phil had posted this. I cannot believe I just saw Dan at Burning Man wearing nipple pasties. And then said, I have been told I cannot share pictures. Otherwise, I will be banned from the rewards leaderboard for life. These are jokes, people. But then Dan said, Burning Man was crazy. Posted some really beautiful photos of where I think he actually was. Gorgeous, by the way. Great photos. And then Thumb came in with this. Are you ready? Did you see this yet? today?
Yes. It was almost my background.
Yeah, I was just warning, taking one for the team. So if you haven't, if you're unfamiliar, this is not a real picture. If you are unfamiliar with the actual real picture, during FarCon, Dan was FarCon, right? I think Dan was over the, or was it Denver?
Yes. No,
Was it Denver?
FarCon.
No, FarCon. It was FarCon. And he was you could hear the club going at like 1:30 in the morning, and then he went down there because he kept casting about it, went down there and took a picture, like proof of club, 1:28 in the morning or something like that. So Thumb took that picture and adjusted it and made it Burning Man style, and it's just freaking hilarious. So there you go. So I leave you with that photo to get through the rest of the day and the weekend.
I love AI. You can
Ended on that. It was hilarious. Like, oh my God, you guys.
That picture was not taken with a rock camera.
No, it was not. It was not real. Have you gotten your rock camera yet?
No, have you gotten yours?
No, I'm waiting. July. I'm waiting for my camera.
I think if we bothered July, he would send it, but
it's okay. I would love to have it. I would love to have it before base camp.
Yeah.
Because that would be fun to just sort of do some stuff with. All right. Anything I missed, Adrienne, before we call it?
No.
You mentioned you might do a retake stream, possibly.
Yes, I need to set up my retake. I need to play around and stream. So like you did last week, I'll probably do it this afternoon and just activate it. So I guess that's heads up. There's going to be a new creator coin spun up for me. Isn't that too many?
It's way too many.
Can you just specify one? Okay.
No, because this one's Clanker and it runs on Clanker, and your Zora runs on Zora, and yeah, never the twain shall meet. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'll probably just get that set up just so I can play around and see what it is. I don't know what I'm going to stream. Maybe I'll train my baby mon, and I can't reveal my Clanker mon because I'm still on like level 3. It's taking a really long time.
I just ended up buying 5 because I couldn't wait and I just wanted to buy them. So that's what I did. So that's what I did by reveal. Yeah.
I don't know what else I would stream.
I might stream this later on. Because I got chip nails. So if you're not familiar with chip nails, they have a little NFC chip. So your socials are right on your nail, and people can tap and get your info. And I've been wanting to try these out. So I bought a couple, and I have another set ready for base camp. So I thought I'd try these out. So I might do that. I might stream that as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll jump on with Adrienne and do my nails while she trains her baby mon. Something like that. Anyway, look for that. And then we will be back. We are going to be on Monday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It is Labor Day, but we're going to just labor instead because we've only got one more week. And then Adrienne is going to be gone for 3 weeks. Really need to get those guest hosts lined up. It's coming fast. So join us on Monday. Happy Friday, everybody. Anything else before we call it?
We're going to have people from Dev Connect on the show next week to talk about plans for Dev Connect. TBD whether that's Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, let me know.
Okay.
So are we going to switch Monday to Tuesday? Maybe
we could just
maybe. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that offline.
Call me.
Call me. And we may have the creators we're going to pop by too. I don't know if that's going to be next week. I will let you know. And so GM, everybody, have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. And with that, bye-bye.